Good evening. This is Brandon Doherty, Delaware Weather Guy. I thought I would do a mid-winter um, analysis since we've passed the halfway point of meteorological winter, which are the months of December, January, February, March, and we are almost to the point of passing astrological winter, which the months of late December to late March. So this is a look at 6 to 10 day through the next 3 months of temperature outlook, and it's uh, it's pretty observant where where winter is and has been for the past few months. Um, in the Northeast, pretty much the Mid Atlantic region is in the sort of the 40 to 50% above normal in terms of temperature, whereas the West actually is in the 70 and the 80% above normal area, which is kind of interesting because winter that's where winter has predominantly been in that part of the country. So um, they are seeing so the most for the next 6 to 10 days, most of the country seeing above normal temperatures. Let's go to the next 8 to 14 days, and we kind of get it's interesting because sometimes when you want to see if there's going to be a pattern shift, you often look at the temperature charts because they show you where the below normal and above normal will be, and sometimes that indicates a pattern shift. So if you see an area that has a, the greater the area with the most above average, then you know that there is probably a huge ridge in that part of the country and a trough in the other. In this case, over the next 8 to 14 days, there could be signs that the East Coast is finally going to see some troughing, which could indicate, some cooler temperatures. Um, for the next month, which is even more interesting, the Northeast area, Midwest area, is going to see sort of 40 to 50% below normal temperatures, while the West Coast is experienced above normal. So it looks like at least over the next 14 days to 1 month, winter is going to try to make a return to pretty much this half of the country. Now that's a big if because there's been there's been no indication that the cold air is coming down um, from Canada anytime soon. Excuse me. So let's go to instead of temperature, let's now go to observed snowfall, which is going to be interesting to a lot of us. Here's the next 72 hours in terms of observed snowfall, and you can see that most of the snow will be in the Midwest. And here is our seasonal snowfall analysis, which is kind of humorous, folks. Winter generally has been right around this area of the country. And pretty much that's it's been there since October out in the west. They've seen a good amount of snow, good amount of storms, and we're talking they're up in the they're sort of in the between the 52 and the 56-inch area in terms of snow depth. And let's take a look. Let's take a look at the Northeast regional. Here it is. Wow. Here it is, folks. So, pretty much the winners of the Northeast have been the spine of the Appalachians, the upper New York, northern Pennsylvania, New York State, Vermont, New Hampshire, and of course Maine. But even even this amount of snow for these areas, well, sometimes looks pales in comparison to previous years. Okay, so and everything's relative and to perspective. 63 inches so far in this area of Maine. I'm not very good with my Maine geography. 72 inches up here in no man's land. And then as we move down, and here we are, uh, northern Delaware, less under an inch. Actually, central Delaware has a snow depth of 1.4 inches. So South Jersey has not seen anything. Um, believe it or not, the Baltimore, Washington area has seen more snow. I mean, this is a combined almost 7 inches of snow in the Baltimore, Washington area, while in the entire state of Delaware, that number's under 2 inches. It's insane. Between Philadelphia and Baltimore, the Delmarva, the Eastern Shore, and just the Virginia Beach area. Well, they don't see much snow anyway, but it's all relative. Even the Poconos, 13.7 here in Scranton, which it's that's not a lot of snow depth for that area, especially for the snow resorts. Boston is at about 16, which is kind of paltry, being that this time last year, Boston had a below average winter last season, and they're seeing another one right now. Everybody's seeing a below average winter on the I-95 corridor. So that seems to be it. And in the next 2 weeks, will this fill in, or will this continue? I have a not so great feeling, folks, that this will continue. We have a storm next week, storm signals next week, but mostly that seems to be favoring the interior again, and upstate New York and upper northern New England. That's it for me, Brandon Doherty, Delaware Weather Guy, saying adios.